Hi, I'm Ross, Lifetime Natural Bodybuilder. In this video, I'm going to be ranking 21 different chest exercises based on their muscle building effectiveness. I have done legs and back, so if you're interested in watching those, stay to the end of the video. I'll put the link in the top right hand corner. Alternatively, check out the description box. So we'll get straight into it, no time wasting. First exercise, we'll go with the upwards cable fly. Not a fan of these, going to put that as D. You're going to be using less weight than other flyers. Also tends to lend itself a little bit too much to the front delts. You know, it's an okay exercise, but just I think there are better alternatives for sure. Press up, going to put that as a D. Decent exercise, but you get to a certain point and it's hard to make progression on these. You know, much easier to move to dumbbells or barbells where you can make regular progression. Any kind of hybrid fly press movement, not a fan of it at all, because you're always going to be hindering the effectiveness of the press. You know, you're never quite going to be taxing that to its maximal potential. I just think, you know, people use this because there's a lot of time on attention, it burns, but I think you're better off with either or in terms of the press or fly. So pullovers, not really a fan of these for chest. I mean, it's okay, but the range of motion's so short. You know, I just think it's a better lat exercise. Like, remember, I'm not saying that you can't make progress with any of these exercises on this list. You can, but I think you're probably better off spending time on other movements higher up on the tier list, because with pullovers, the range of motion is very, very short, and you really have to focus on the squeeze to make these really, you know, anything close to being effective, because the lats will just tend to take over. So pec deck, going to put that as a B. You know, decent exercise. Sometimes the handle's a little bit iffy though in terms of the placement, not quite far enough away from where the shoulders are. Flat chest press, like horizontal chest press, like a Cybex style machine, plate loaded. I think it's pretty good. I'm going to put that as a B actually. Always feels good. I've never really had a machine where it feels off on the wrist placement or the handles. So yeah, I'm going to put that as a B. Dip machine for chest, pretty good, but better for triceps for sure. It's a little bit awkward as well to get your body to kind of stay down. I mean, the dip machines I've used haven't had pads that you can put your thighs on. It's just had a seat belt. And I find the body weight always tends to go up, and it's good for partial reps for triceps. Really, really good. That would rank much higher, but for chest, not a fan, so I'm going to put that as a C. Lay-in chest press machine, going to put that as an A. Really, really good exercise. Handle setup's usually quite effective. And we'll go with the traditional disc-loaded flat chest press. Going to put that as a B. Very, very similar to the plate-loaded Cybex style. I just think sometimes the wrist placement on the handles is a bit odd. The way the handles kind of are angled, it never really feels that comfortable. So I would actually probably put that slightly lower than the cable variant. Okay, we'll go with incline dumbbell press. This is where it gets difficult because there are so many exercises that are quite similar in terms of their effectiveness. One of my favourites, it's got to be an A. And the reason why it's not an S is that first rep can be very, very difficult, and it can take away, I think, some of the potential for the exercise to really stimulate the chest muscles, because you're bottlenecked really by that first kind of dead start press, which relies of course on your front delts and your triceps a lot, and your overall kind of static pressing power. Also, a lot of people have shoulder discomfort when they flick it up into the really deep position, so it kind of stops it from being an S, I think, in my opinion. Okay, incline barbell press. It's a difficult one. It's got to be an S or an A. I'll go with an A again. Very close to an S though. And the reasoning behind that is, as good as it is, I just think there are a couple of exercises that are maybe even better. So I don't think it can be quite an S rank. Also, you know, obviously if it hits the front delt to a massive degree, it can be quite nigglesome for a lot of people, in my experience. All right, I'll go with the guillotine press. Not really done this exercise much, so can't comment that much on it, but I think it would be perhaps a worthwhile addition with lighter loads. Going to put that as a C. perhaps a little bit risky for some people with troublesome shoulders. So flat dumbbell press, I'm going to put that in the same position as the incline dumbbell press. Again, the same problems with the incline press. Very, very good exercise though. Okay, flat bench press. I'm going to put that as an S. There are so many ways to perform this exercise, so many ways to make it more effective. It can actually be quite versatile. And it's not something I've used that much over the last few years. I've used it very frequently over the last year or so, and I've made it work for myself with some key tweaks. And again, I'll link that video in the description box, or click on the top right hand corner now to see what I did to make that bench press more comfortable. Since I've made those changes, my stimulation when doing this exercise has increased massively. Thinking back to when I first started training as well, it was always flat barbell bench press. My chest grew really, really quickly doing these. So we'll go with dips, and again, I think that's got to be an S, one of the best chest exercises. That and flat bench barbell was really what built my chest originally, I think, and why I saw such rapid growth in my chest. Obviously, perhaps got a certain genetic disposition to have a fairly thick chest because of a narrower sternum, narrower clavicles rather. But I think it's a great exercise, and really lends itself to overall chest development. Okay, we'll go with the decline press. I don't think that's quite as good as either the incline or flat. It's just a little bit more awkward. Very awkward to lift heavy weights on your own because you have to flick it and go back at the same time. Also, you have to tuck your feet in, so it's very difficult to get the weights into the position to begin with. So in fact, I might even put that a little bit lower just in terms of practicality. I'm going to put that as a C. Decline Smith or barbell. Now, decline Smith I would put as an A. A really good chest exercise with free barbell, it would be lower. But with a Smith, I think it can hold its own and probably be up there one of the better exercises. Okay, dumbbell flyers, flat. I mean, they're incline and decline variants, but I think the best is probably a slight incline or flat. One of the best exercises, I'm going to put that as an A. Really good exercise. Again, the range of motion isn't huge. You know, you're not really going to get much stimulation after that kind of 2/3 trajectory. But every time I do these, my chest is so pumped. It's got to be up there. You know, an Arnold classic, along with flat barbell benching, incline benching. It's, I think, one of the best chest exercises. Okay, this kind of decline slash inwards pressing machine, I'm not really a fan. I'm going to put that as a C. The chest does feel good on it, but the wrist placement is always really, really terrible. The handles feel so uncomfortable on this. You know, it just feels like I'm pressing like that, you know, rather than a nice straight line between the wrist and the elbow joint. It just feels like it's all skewed. Can't really get any kind of decent weight on it. It's also really hard to get that first rep up as well. You tend to have to kind of stand up in the machine and then slide down. So I don't think it's the best designed machine out there by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so go with straight cable flyers, just the standing variation, leaning outwards. I think this has limitations because you have to focus and apply energy to actually holding your body and your torso in a straight line, acting as a counterweight. So I think it deters from the amount of weight you can lift on this. So I would actually put this slightly under the pec deck, and I'll put that as a C. I mean, obviously a good exercise, but compared to the pec deck, I don't think it's as good. And compared to bent over cable crossovers, I don't think it's as good either. And I'm going to put this as B. This is my favourite chest fly variation. You can lift a lot of weight on it because your body weight, just your body weight alone will act as a counterweight. You don't really need to apply any force to kind of hold your torso rigid. Just your weight alone will kind of take care of it. Obviously, because you're pushing downwards. So I think this is a really, really good exercise. You can lift the most weight out of all the fly exercises on this. And I think it lends to overall really good chest development. One of the classics, you don't really see it often, a favourite of Dorian Yates, and it's certainly a favourite of mine. So that's the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, then please consider giving the video a thumbs up and subscribe to see more true natural bodybuilding videos. Check out the description for any links to website for online coaching exclusively for natural bodybuilders and some of the other videos that I mentioned in this video. Thank you for watching once again. Stay strong.